Hello and welcome to In the Know. I'm your expert today to tell you what to not do on camera. Over the years, I've been working in production and I've seen a lot of examples of various things that people do that they often regret that they did while on screen, whether as an interviewer or an interviewee. So I've got a few tips that'll help you not make those mistakes in your next video. First thing to think about is don't overthink it. Whether you're looking at your questions that you've been sent in advance or if you're overthinking the questions you're going to be asking someone else, the worst thing you can do is get overburdened with the idea of, am I asking the right questions? Or if you're the interviewee, making sure that you say verbatim the things that you might have written out the day before. When you're on camera, you want to look more loose and more relaxed. You want to look like you're comfortable. So maybe glance over the questions the night before, but try to make sure that you're in the best kind of setting so that you're comfortable with those questions. You don't want to let yourself get burdened or end up with uncomfortable pauses with your interviewer just because you got a little too nervous. Which leads into the next point, know your nervous tics. Everyone's got them, whether it's playing with your hair or adjusting your tie or knocking on whatever surface is in front of you every time you make a point. Sometimes these things can get in the way of editing or they can get distracting for your audience. So I know I'm a little bit overly critical with myself. So I often know that when I'm nervous, I might play with my hair, I might start adjusting my shirt. If you don't know what your nervous tics are, just ask a friend. Or if you have a family member that loves pointing it out to you, I'm sure they'll be happy to let you know. Which leads into the next one, know your frame. So a lot of people do this. They don't necessarily know where the camera is at. They don't know how close it is. You can often just ask the people that you're working with. They'll give you an idea if is the frame from here to here? Is it a full body shot? That way you know how much space you can move around. It also lets you know where you're in focus. I've seen a lot of times people don't necessarily know where the focus point is set, and then they'll start moving, they'll start gesturing. This kind of leads to an unclean look and also leads the audience to think that you weren't prepared or that the people working with you weren't prepared. So it's not a bad idea to ask questions about the environment that you're going to be in. Which leads into the next one, know the environment that you're going to be in. We've done a lot of green screen work. Things like that can particularly get tricky, especially if you don't know in advance. People will sometimes show up wearing a green shirt in front of a green screen, and that just can delay the entire day. We have to wait for a new wardrobe to be brought to set, or we need to change the lighting. We need to dramatically change an entire setup just to meet that. So asking questions like that in advance are always a good way to preempt it when you're day of. And the last piece of advice I got for you is know your attire. If you're going to be on camera, wearing things like thin stripes or really busy shirts can often cause a moire effect. So that means that your shirt's going to look almost animated, which just looks very strange when you're doing any kind of interview. For different types of shirts, make sure that your shirt has a collar that you can actually clip a microphone to. This is really tricky, especially if you're dealing with different types of dresses or different types of business attire. Sometimes, again, you can ask in advance. The microphone may not be actually clipped to your person, or just get an idea of what type of room you're going to be in. Is the background going to be jet black? Is it going to be white? This will help you just kind of make sure you can put your best foot forward and look the best on camera that you can. So have a great next shoot, whatever it is you're doing, and join us next Thursday. We're going to be broadcasting In the Know every week, and I hope to see you there.